What steps should the U.S. take with regard to Iraq?
Obviously, the problems in Iraq are one of the major problems that all of us are thinking about, not just across the district and the state, but actually across the country and the world. There are two current solutions being put forward and that you hear about in the mainstream, and I think both of the solutions are not appropriate. The first one is to withdraw immediately from Iraq. And the second one, of course, is we hear President Bush saying all the time, which is stay the course. Well, the problem with staying the course is that our very presence in Iraq is fueling the insurgency there. And when the Iraqi people and other neighboring Arab nations believe that our presence there is really more for oil than it is for actually the Iraqi people and democracy, then what that means, unfortunately, is that we are not moving the Iraqi people forward as we need to. The problem with, of course, of withdrawing immediately is that we are there. None of us were here to vote on entering into Iraq, but we are there today. And it is irresponsible for us to just pull out immediately. That being said,
You have the same question. You're next.
Same question. I spent about 3 years in the Middle East, and I know that region extremely well. And I was never for this war from the very beginning, and I don't support it right now. I totally disagree with Gabby on her position right now, because it's time for the Iraqi people to take the control of their own government. It's time for us to redeploy our forces out of there, and if we need to put pressure on the UN to go in there and enforce peace. If the Sunnis don't understand that we're their best advocate, they're going to get annihilated. And it's up to them to decide that they need to have their democracy. And it's not up to us for them to have their democracy. It's a country for the people now, and they need to keep that in their own house.
And Patty.
Our president sent fine, brave, patriotic men and women to Iraq and broke his promise to them by not providing them body armor to keep them safe, by not providing them with a strategy for success, nor a plan for an exit. This is a terrible betrayal of the most patriotic people we have in America. But as Colin Powell said, you break it, you own it. We went to war preemptively. We overthrew a government. And now we need to stabilize that country as best we can and get our troops home. We want our troops home. We will bring them home, and we will stabilize that country before we do it. We cannot leave them in the total chaos that we are responsible for.